So I wonder if Team 4 Uthers is going to be playing Uther, or if they're going to be playing Alex Straza. 4 Uthers and an Alex. That is the ultimate question. Looks like Kel'Thuzad being banned for FF in the Pancakes. That's an interesting scene name. I wonder where that comes from. And Orphea getting banned as well. A lot of mages. Interesting. So I know basically nothing about these two teams. I know that Judo is a pretty... I've seen him around in Heroes Lounge quite a bit, so I'm sure he's no stranger to like amateur Here's the Storm competitive. So I am interested to see how these drafts go. First pick for FF in the Pancakes. A lot of these bands seem to be pretty niche heroes with the exception of maybe Leoric. So probably some just target banning from both teams doing their homework. A new Barak first picked for FF in the Pancakes. Definitely probably one of the strongest heroes in the meta now. The 1 second cooldown nerf to his W is not going to do a whole lot to push him away. Obviously, the good things about him is that he has a ton of CC, and Cocoon is just a team fight winning ultimate that's very hard to, very little counterplay to if used correctly. But Blaze Jaina being picked up for Uthers. Blaze in the off lane, going to be doing a lot of work. Has a lot of good matchups, and then Jaina as well, and Maya Phoenix for the Pancakes. I think I'm just gonna call them the Pancakes. Definitely, Maya's such a scary hero, but hasn't seen the best win rate in the lower echelons of amateur Heroes of the Storm. Phoenix, on the other hand, definitely quite the opposite. Strong hero, very strong win rates. ETC ban coming out. They don't want to see the Maiev Cage Mosh Pit, these Wombo combo ultimates. Let's see what the ban is for the Pancakes. And it is going to be Anduin. Interesting. That kind of makes a lot of sense. I mean, when you have the Maiev pull and the lockdown from a Nubrak, you don't want pesky Anduin to just be pulling people out with his trait. And obviously the Light Bomb and the Blaze into the Ring of Frost might be a pretty tricky combo as well. Zarya getting picked up. And Ana definitely a hero that just has snuck her way through this draft. I mean, she did get nerfed in a pretty severe way, but Nano Boost is definitely something to watch out for. That being said, the movement speed changes definitely don't help her. She's gonna have a hard time hitting her Qs on those smaller targets. The last two heroes for the Pancakes are Johanna Malfurion. Very strong, solid core to round out this team. I think the one thing that the Pancakes are missing in their composition is the burst damage for the Nubrak and the Maiev engage. They have a lot of sustained damage between the Phoenix and the Maiev, and Johanna Malfurion, two heavy sustain heroes. But the double tank comp, let's see how it works out against the Vala. Definitely a weird composition for both teams. It looks like we've got this kind of no Blaze main tank composition for 4 Uthers, followed by the 2 main tank composition with Anubrak and Johanna for the Pancakes. All right. So here we go. Game 1 on Towers of Doom. On the left side, for 4 Uthers and an Alex Raza, we got Judo Chop playing that Zarya, Saint on Jaina, Excelsior on Ana, Brintone on Blaze, and Lulu Bell on Vala. And then on the right side, FF and the Pancakes, Jaeger on Anubrak, XY, XGY on Phoenix. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Courtney on Malfurion, Mr. Sue on Johanna, and Stampy on Maev. So just looking at the compositions off the bat, I think the early game composition for both teams is really strong, actually. The damage is definitely there for both teams, and both teams have a fair amount of just ability to engage in the opening fights with the Jaina slow and the Blaze. I do think there's maybe a little bit more CC for this side of the Pancakes. So I think that the squishy heroes for 4 Uthers need to be a little bit careful with these rotations. Looks like we got Johanna content to solo the top lane. Meanwhile, the 4-man is just going to rotate, get those globes for Jaina. And an interesting kind of 1-1-3 split from the Pancakes. They're kind of pressuring down this bot lane with the sustain from Phoenix and Malfurion as they rotate to their siege camp. Definitely super important to pick up this camp early. Siege camp getting picked up on the bottom as looks like 4 Uthers have started up on the top camp, and they will go ahead and grab that, and they're content to kind of give up this bottom lane. Meanwhile, Blaze gets caught by the root. Is he going to fall? He pops his trait, and it should be enough to keep him alive. Yes, it is. Meanwhile, 4 Uthers, having taken the top camp, are maybe going to snuff out this invade on their siege camp on the bottom. Looks like everyone is coming down. Are they going to make it in time? It looks like they will, but the roots are there to stop maybe the engage. Blaze is maybe in a bit of a rough spot here. He's super low. Ana's maybe able to keep him up, but Phoenix is low on the backside as well. It looks like neither team is going to fight for that camp. Another globe picked up for Jaina. She's already at 7. Actually, a really good number for this early in the game. Meanwhile, I think 4 Uthers is going to get started on that camp. They had just saved and try and prioritize a little bit more on this bot lane. With that camp being pushed in on the bottom, they have lost a lot of their front wall. So hopefully this camp should be a little bit of a little buffer for them during this objective phase. That being said, they are almost an entire level down in XP. So I imagine they might try to give up this bottom shrine and just be content with taking one of these 3. Meanwhile, the rest of the fort wall completely gone now. The Pancakes have done a really good job of making sure that is no longer a problem. So altars have been traded out here. Meanwhile, this one in the top is yet to be fought over. Johanna's doing the best she can to delay it, but it looks like 4 Uthers have been able to take both of them somehow. I'm actually not quite sure how that happened. Definitely some action going on all over the map there. And again, this 3-man core of Maiev, Phoenix, and Malfurion just pushing down the bot lane. I don't think there's much Zarya can do about it. Her team is nowhere on the map, but she's going to end up taking a lot of damage. Broccoli comes out. I Am Groot is going to secure that kill. Definitely one of my favorite talents from Malfurion. The Vengeful Roots does a ton of damage. Looks like Jaina's maybe trying to rotate down to get some of this wave clear going, but she, I think, has overextended and she's definitely going to get picked. Probably not the most, not the best rotation from her, considering she knew there were 3 heroes in that bot lane. And Anub'arak had seen her come down as well, letting her entire team know that she was coming. So that bot fort being taken for Pancakes. They're going to start on their siege camp. But because of the timing of the siege camps, they're going to be able to take this and then invade into Fort Uthers siege camp with their level 7 talents that they have already picked up. And I imagine that is what we'll see. Judo Chop maybe soaking a little bit too far out. Trying to soak that wave. He actually doesn't have a fort to go back to, and even if they didn't secure that kill, he had nowhere to run. Meanwhile, Jaina is going to barely be able to escape. This is already 3 kills to 0 with a 2-level XP lead in the favor of Fort Uthers. Or, sorry, in the favor of Pancakes, excuse me. When did the production quality become so high? So, looks like 2 altars both being capped for the Pancakes as they try and hold on to this bottom fort. Jaina's taking a lot of damage, but I think she's going to be okay. Anna should be able to keep her up. Follow with the shields should be able to make it out alright as long as she doesn't eat the root, but Zarya maybe not so lucky. Barely dodges the root and does not make it out. I think Anub'arak better barbs killed her, I think. So Pancakes definitely holding on to this bottom fort. They got Johanna double soaking in the mid-top lane to keep up this experience, and they do have level 10, and here they're gonna go take this siege camp that they have earned. Jaina doing her best to maybe try and get some damage on this fort, but there's not much she can do. Takes a lot of damage just for her troubles, but Ana can heal it up, no problem. See if they can escort this siege camp in. The Jaina W comes out, I think, a little bit prematurely considering this camp is on its way in. She won't have it up to defend. And she's taking a lot of damage, but I don't think they're going to be able to find the kill. This sapper is so close to getting in. The pumpkins are doing their best, but I don't think that Pancakes is going to be able to escort them. No, they do end up falling, but at the cost of keeping 4 members down here in the bot lane for Uthers. They're not able to soak all these waves, maybe catch up in experience like they would like to, and they're definitely not able to recapture this bottom fort down here. Pancakes are just going to be content taking their right altar. I don't think they even need to contest this left one. That's exactly what they're doing. Instead, they're keeping a presence in the bottom lane, making sure that this keep is being held onto. Meanwhile, altars are traded, and an 8 core health lead for Pancakes, but more importantly, a level and a half lead for them as well. And while they're on talent parity, I don't imagine they're going to be too keen on letting Fort Uthers fight them in this bottom lane. I would imagine they might even just be willing to give up the fort as long as the Fort Uthers is committing 4 heroes down here. That is until they have level 13. Once they hit level 13, all questions are off. I will gladly take your money, Luis. You can buy me lunch someday. So, another siege camp picked up. Let's see if they're able to escort it. The Zarya ult comes out, hits no one. Jaina gets cocooned, and I think these sappers are actually going to be able to make it in, and they do. So that's 3 core shots for the Pancakes. Despite what I was saying earlier, not a very strong teamfight presence from For Uthers, despite the talent parity. Blaze working on the siege camp up top, trying to maybe even out a little bit of this pressure. On the top lane at least. Will Johanna be able to sniff it out? I don't think she will. Maybe thought that he was going mid for that soak. And this fort just has taken no damage since it was taken by the Pancakes. Zarya gonna do her best to try and take it down, but she is 3 against 1 right now and is gonna have a real rough time. I think maybe they could have committed to that kill there and gotten it, but they're content just letting Zarya walk away. Meanwhile, the rest of Fort Uthers has started on the boss, knowing that they have lost this bottom objective. Level 13 here. Probably a good decision to choose not to team fight and get 4 shots in exchange for 5. But it's still a pretty big uphill battle for them. They are going to push in this top fort, maybe get some experience. We'll see if they can get level 13 and then pick a team fight to go in their favor. Zarya doing her best to make sure that she can catch the soak on the bottom wave. I think that's really her only job here. She can't be expected to do anything else right now. The Phoenix ult comes in and just deletes her last 10% health. Meanwhile, Fort Uthers rotating down, trying their best to hold on to this game. They did manage to take the top keep, so they did even out the structures, and it looks like they're going to work their way towards the bottom as well. With 4 heroes here, I think they should be able to get it. Doesn't look like Pancakes are in a position to defend this, although they are rotating very quickly. They can't help but feel that this might be a pick on Phoenix, and it is. Twilight Dream actually gets interrupted by the Blaze, I think, and that is 2 heroes down for the Pancakes. The Zarya ult comes out to secure the kill on Maiev. Jaina falls, but it is going to be a 3-for-1 trade. Malfurion gets sleep darted, and is he going to be able to make it out? I think he should be alright, but the structure advantage now in the hands of Fort Uthers, and suddenly we have a game on our hands. Definitely going to try and rotate up and be aggressive on this altar, I would imagine. There is a little bit of a hero numbers advantage for Fort Uthers. Here comes Blaze. Johanna's going to do her best to stall him, but I think... Oh, and he actually doesn't get the interrupt on Malfurion. But only 3 shots for them. They managed to trade out, and I think they, secured 5 in their favor, so only an 8-shot lead for the Pancakes right now, and suddenly this game is very close. The XP advantage has been pretty much disappeared thanks to those 4 kills that they got on the bottom lane. But level 16 still not quite here yet for Fort Uthers, although look at this party bush. Anubarak better be careful. There's a Jaina right here, but they're going to rotate down knowing Anubarak is up. This is a 4v3 fight for them. Phoenix may be caught out a little bit, but they don't manage to land the CC. Jaina doing her best, and the Zarya ult does catch Malfurion, and he is going to fall. Phoenix super low as well. He just fall as well, and Anubarak and Johanna on the back end of this fight are not able to do anything. Damage dealer and the healer getting taken down, and Fort Uthers clawing their way back into this game. They're going to start in the siege camp. I'm actually quite surprised they didn't just immediately siege up on the bottom lane and try and get control of this bottom lane back, but they are going to take the camp. They're going to take the camp and maybe look for a fight on the bottom. There's no Zarya ult. They don't have to worry about that. So let's see if they can take down this bottom fort. It's definitely solid 15 seconds or so before Malfurion and Phoenix are back. But it looks like they're content maybe just grabbing this altar. 4 shots in their favor would definitely be quite nice for them. And this is actually the first fight they're going to be taking for a long time on even talents. And having already won 2 fights down to a couple talents. Oh, and look at this. The Maiev ult into the Phoenix ult is definitely going to be a lot of damage. But Blaze doing a lot of work on the backside. Vala's making it out, and that's going to be a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Pancakes. But I don't think that anybody is going to be able to channel the altar for Fort Uthers. And they are just going to have to walk away and eat these 4 shots. Well, actually, they were able to channel the altar, so I'm not quite sure. I must have missed that, but they lost 3 heroes for the 4 shots on core. Probably a good trade for them. There's not much else for Pancakes to do on the map right now, except grab this siege camp and maybe push back in the bottom. Blaze maybe being a little bit too far out right now. He does have the Unstoppable. I wonder if his trait is up. Doesn't look like it is. Still got 22 seconds on that. Good E out. If he has an oil spill, he might be able to prevent them. Oh, but the root from Alfurion is going to seal the deal. And that is the end of our friend Blaze. The staggered death doing no favors for 4 Uthers. And there, Pancakes is going to be able to retake this bottom keep. The Zarya ult is there. They're going to try and take this 5v4 fight, but Johanna has the cleanse to just walk away, and the keep is theirs. The one altar spawning in the mid lane is not going to be able to end the game, but it and the boss will. Still 7 seconds left on Blaze. Looks like they're maybe going to be looking for a rotation here. Johanna scouts all 4 of them. Manubrak comes in. The Maya cage is there, and the Planet Cracker to follow up is going to do some major damage. Gets a pick on Jaina. Zarya to follow, and everyone is dead. Blaze is going to interrupt Phoenix actually on the altar. It's probably going to be a fruitless endeavor, and he will probably end up staggering another death as well. Malfurion roots are there to stop him in his tracks, quite literally. Looks like Pancakes are going to move up towards the boss and secure this game, having 2 shots left on the core. Wow. After casting the first 8 minutes of this game, I thought this was going to be a blowout. I thought Pancakes was all over this draft and this map. But, man, Fort Uthers really showing that when they get those team fights to be how they want to take them with, you know, the Zarya ult and the Jaina damage and the Ring of Frost and things like that, they can really do some work. They took a couple team fights there down. They took a 12-13 fight and a 15-16 fight. And were able to come out victorious on both of those.